The Ironmen of the RLCS take the pitch once again. Nobody has played more series this season than Version1, including all the qualifiers. But Corelli, their record against Team Envy, not so great.
Round 5 after round 5, and Envy has been in their way multiple times, 2 times in particular. But here's the funny thing about it, Stacks, is Version1 have taken Envy to a Game 5, and they've taken to a Game 5 overtime as well. So this is not as lopsided as I think it may look on paper. With that being said, I do give the edge to Envy. They are certainly, I think, just through and through the better team, even with the Version1 performances. But we'll see how they come out here. This is the main stage. This is the top 8. See if Version1 can do the impossible again and try and get to the top 4 by taking down the machine.
Corelli playing the role of Captain Obvious, who hasn't Version1 taken to Game 5,
Yeah.
and who haven't they played overtime with? They played more overtime than just about anybody in the world. They might have even passed an hour of overtime this season in this series. We'll see as we get into Game 1. And the first salvo does belong to Team Envy, but here's Gimmick looking for Calm, and is swatted away by Turbo Pulsa.
And Calm got a piece of that one. That one might have just slipped right into the net had Turbo Pulsa not smothered it. But I do agree with the analysis from Achieves. You really do got to focus on the boost for this Version1 squad. Is they get a little bit happy when they move downfield, and when they run out of boost, they get beat on that counterattack. That's a great demo on Calm there from Turbo Pulsa as well, shutting down a big playmaker from Version1.
Well, Gimmick will stop Mist's effort, but Atomic is there to throw one right back to the backboard. Gimmick's got to be sure-handed with Mist bearing down on him, and Torment makes the save, one of many you're going to see he has to make throughout this series, I'm sure. Atomic downfield, just a little off the mark anyways, and Gimmick had to get there as well. Missed again. Oh, Calm got in the way, and that's a big break for V1. Torment with a full take of boost, but it's Gimmick's shot that has to be dealt with by Atomic. Follow-up by Calm, who's been quite the closer for V1, despite his own admission that he doesn't feel like one. He's scored plenty of overtime winners over the first couple of regionals, but it's missed in front, denied by Torment and the rest of V1. And Version1 forced to kind of hang around at the back. Gimmick stuck in his own net, trying to avoid Atomic. That's exactly what Achieves talked about on the desk a moment ago, but they get away with it this time unscathed.
And it's a little dicey on the Version1 side, but it's still good work of shutting down Envy when they present the challenge, and another shot from Atomic, turned away from Torment. And Version1 got to find a way out. Just get a little bit of relief on their own side, but the demo will open things up, and Turbo Pulsa will put it home.
Just the 7th goal of this regional for Turbo Pulsa, and he gets a big help, a bump, and the demo from Atomic. And it's Envy that finally strikes first near the middle of Game 1.
Surprisingly, Turbo, or maybe not, depends on how you look at the team, is the big shooter on this squad, usually taking the most shots out of his teammates. Look at the fakes from Mist. Can he put it away? He can't get by Torment. But you talk about Calm being the closer. Turbo certainly is for Envy to be that man to clean everything up and take that final shot. And he gets one here for Envy just past halftime, and they're up by 1.
It is a stark contrast for Turbo as Gimmick has to get up and make the save on Atomic. He led the team by far in scoring in the first regional. He's the only player that scored more than 20. He had 22, in fact. So he's got to get on track, and that's a good start here in this top 8 for him. Atomic trying to outlet to Mist, but it will be taken right back by Version1. Gimmick still up ahead, waiting for a boost to the corner. That won't spawn for him. Atomic indirect for himself, and Calm gets back to shut the door. Mist up the ladder as well, and still loose in front for Calm to deal with. And that second touch helps him control just a little bit more. Swatted away by Turbo, and then Atomic just comes up and picks their pocket. And so far, possession drastically in favor of Team Envy. They've dominated the midfield game, and Version1 having a real tough time getting anything started on offense.
And it's that boost game. A lot of their corners being taken away, a lot of the midfield being taken away from Version1. And they are able to break out here. Calm has some opportunity. 50 boost here for Gimmick. Tries to play it across, doesn't get the touch. Chances here for Version1 for some offensive pressure. Here's a little dish off to Calm, who is looking for some space on the right side, but no one there for Version1 as everyone retreats back.
So many demolitions from Team Envy in game number 1. Atomic cuts off Torment. Calm can't get to this ball either, so back it goes onto the blue half of the field. It's only 1-0, but it feels like 3-0 with how much Envy has controlled this opening game.
2 shots from Version1 here so far to the 11 of Envy. Atomic putting up 4, Miss putting up 4, Turbo with 3. Version1, though, it hasn't been without some chances, though, moving downfield, but they got to get out of this defensive mark now. 9 saves required from Version1 to keep it within 1 goal, and they might only get 1 more chance if they can break out here to tie things up.
Oh, here's an opportunity, but a ball that
no boost
pops way up. Yeah, Gimmick didn't have anything in the tank, had to go get midfield. Now he has it, but missed with the clear. And now everybody kind of runs into each other in the corner. One last chance now for Version1. Atomic will sky away. Gimmick had to hesitate, and they have to go all the way back. Calm could not grab that corner boost. Turbo stole it, but he's well behind the play. Missed with a great stop, and the demolition on Torment puts V1 in dire straits. Envy takes it 1-0.
And the good news for Version1 here is that this game was at least kept close, right? The defense held strong, but with so much pressure from Envy, surely you can't feel like for Version1 they feel comfortable moving into this next game. A lot of changes have to be made, and it does start with the boost. The Des talked about it quite a bit, and it starts with the boost on the defensive side for Version1, securing their corners and even the pads inside their own box, because Envy has just been able to eat it up. Version1, that last play where we both said, hey, no boost for Version1, that was a bouncing ball in the midfield. Gimmick was a third man. That should have been his ball all the way through, but he had no boost. Or excuse me, Calm was a third man, didn't have any boost. Gimmick was downfield with low boost as well, and so nobody could make a play on it for Version1. So even with their head poking out of the water, they take a big breath and went right back under. Envy was in full control despite the scoreline.
Neither of these teams were among the best teams in denying shots on their own target. They were both right around that 8 shots a game allowed throughout the Swiss stages yesterday, but Team Envy absolutely just brought a barrage, an avalanche of offense after Version1, and V1 could not keep up. As Corelli mentioned, 9 saves in that game, 4, 4, and 1 from V1. That is not sustainable if they're going to get back into this series.
No, big changes have to be made. We talked about the boost game. Also, you got to have your head on a swivel when it comes to the midfield. A lot of demolitions coming out from Turbo Pulsa and Envy alike, just to make sure that that midfield left open from Version1, removing that player from any transition that Version1 wanted to get on or any offense that they wanted to put on. Felt like Envy did a great job of opening up the field a little bit and making it tough for Version1 to get back to fill the holes.
Oh, Gimmick found a way to get in front of that shot some way, somehow. And it works out for Version1. Torment can't stay with this play as Atomic deflects and miss. We'll try to send this downfield. Got some help from Gimmick inadvertently. And then he just calmly picks this ball away. 2-on-2, back the other way. Torment denied by Atomic. Of course, all those demolitions for Team Envy in Game 1, you have to imagine, hey, it worked. Might as well stick with it in Game 2. Biggest difference between Envy and FaZe, they actually made a point to hit the ball a few times. That's why Envy's still here. Atomic trying to get out to miss, and he can't, as Calm will have that ball out around the corner, but again, not out of the zone, and the theme from Game 1 continues in the first minute.
Got to find each other, play with a little bit of intent from Version1. That's a little miss, but it's okay. No one there from Envy to capitalize on it. Nobody expecting the whiff, and sometimes that works out. For Version1, it is really having that possession moving out from their own side right now, and they're just not finding it. Envy have just done a great job of positioning themselves in such a frustrating way for Version1 to deal with, that even when they are able to break out, it seems like Envy have full numbers back.
And Calm gets across the center line, immediately nudged away from the play by Atomic. And then this ricochets downfield, just a little bit wide. But again, more time for the ball on this half of the field. Version1 relying on Gimmick, looking for Torment in the middle. His shot sent away by Mist. A rare good look at the Envy net, still sent away by Mist, who, I mean, has to be regarded as one of the best defenders in North America or even the world. Hasn't been called into action a whole lot. Maybe here. Torment to Gimmick, and Atomic makes the save this time.
And you're finding some pressure here from Version1, and they do have a very strong offense if they can get it going. Here's the pass over to Torment with the shot on target. 2 go. An open ball in the box on the Envy side. Calm with the shot, trying to slot it to the right side. Still saved away. Version1 putting on a display of offense. Envy in shambles on defense right now, trying to get a hold of it. All of a sudden, the offense coming alive for Version1, but still cannot break through despite the 7 shots for Version1 to the 3 of Envy at the moment.
Love the patience of both these teams, but particularly Envy on that last exchange. Atomic easily could have just bombed that ball away. Instead, he waited an extra tick, and let the attackers come in a little bit. Now Torment another drive. That's wide. Calm will follow it up, and V1 has their first goal and lead of the series.
Best segment we've seen from Version 1 in the entire series so far between 1.5 games. The offense immaculate for them to just break down Envy, put them in the blender a little bit, and that's how you get up 1-0 in a comfortable fashion there for Version 1. A little bit shaky in the beginning, but if they keep playing like this, they're going to take down Envy in this game.
Oh, Torment's got to get up for this ball, though, and it somehow bounces off the crossbar. Turbo's bouncer got a little too much air under it at the end, and a huge break. For Version 1, they don't concede the goal they just scored, and now it's Atomic to just sky one to the back wall, and boy, Envy have let a great opportunity go by the wayside. Turbo's going to be kicking himself after that one. Oh, here's Gimmick with miss, getting interfered with by Calm, and still made the save.
Calm was hunting down Mist, and I think he might have got a piece of him, but still Mist using
only
that flip, able to still make it out alive, but a 1-0 lead remains for Version 1. Envy's offense have certainly slowed down. That one just skates by the net. No one there to crash it on the Envy side. Still Mist picking this one up, but Version 1 have figured things out on defense, able to break it out and find something downfield now, coming up on a minute left.
1-0 to Team Envy in game 1. Similar scoreline back the other way. Version 1, the heavy aggressor here in game 2. But still a minute to fend off the machine. Turbo denied by Torment. He can't center. Mist can, but Gimmick should get there first. He does. And Calm just delays a little bit more. Had to burn a little bit of boost. Now Mist for Atomic for the tie. Far down and away again.
Still so close for Envy, but that defense from Version 1 keeping it out. 40 seconds now for Version 1. And here comes Atomic again to drop it back down to Mist, but picked away by Gimmick. 30 seconds remain. Envy swishing it around as Calm has to pop it up to get it out. Still making the save. Envy another great pass, but the defense from Version 1 have picked up, and they're reading what Envy's putting down.
Torment up to Calm to put it away, and he does! Brilliant play by Torment and Calm.
2-0 lead here for Version 1, and that's a great pass right on top of the head of Calm. And Version 1, my oh my, have turned things around. We asked for changes, Stacks, and they certainly showed it. Still had to deal with the pressure of Envy, but they got knocked on the back foot more here in game 2. And Version 1 looking to come out on top to tie up the series.
Mist dropped down to Turbo Pulsa. That would have given Envy a little bit of life in game 2, but that flame has been extinguished. Torment will boom it away. Version 1 has tied the series in grand fashion.
Wow. And I think a statement game here for Version 1. Look, this series is not going to be easy, and in no way are either team really going to blow each other out here. But a 3-0 victory for Version 1 is certainly the closest they're going to get. And boy, oh boy, did they look good, especially in the back half of this series. Even after they went up 1-0, it was still, I would say, agreeably pretty dicey for Version 1, but the back half of this game in particular, you really turned it on. You can see there in the stats, 12 shots in total for Version 1. And what's funny about Version 1, Stacks, is they are incredibly consistent against teams that are under them. It's really only when they falter that they do against the top 6. But even yet, out of the teams at or below Version 1's line, Version 1 have the highest win rate against the top 6 here in North America. So if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Version 1 to take down Envy here. And this is just proof of the pudding.
Got to be an incredibly frustrating team to play against for Envy. You know, this Version 1 team, again, they've taken them to 5 games twice now. Fallen short both times against Team Envy in the early stages of this fall split. Once in the Invitational Qualifier, once during the North American Open. Maybe the third time is the charm here in the Haunted Hallows Cup for Version 1. Saw that sweet-looking Version 1 decal. Calm's rocking it, and he is the leading scorer in this series. Maybe, just saying, might be scientifically proven to be a better striking vehicle, a better striking decal.
You didn't have
Calm
to go
leading the way for V1.
I knew you were going to pull that one out. The pseudoscience coming out from Stacks.
Buy yours.
Hey, you know, maybe buy yours right now, yeah, and maybe you'll score like Calm can. And for now, Version 1, a very comfortable win there, as comfortable as you can be against a team like Envy. there with the 3-0, and they're just looking to keep going here in game 3. Maybe an opportunity quickly here for Torment. He got everyone to go on Envy, and Envy, when they have to play defense, Stacks, you're seeing a lot of players jump up after him. But hold on, Turbo somehow getting through. That's a big miss from Atomic. Now the breakaway here for Envy is, or excuse me, Version 1 is on as Turbo finally does get back, and Version 1 can't turn it around in time.
Oh, what a fake by Calm, trying to bully his way through Atomic as well. That is so uncharacteristic for Atomic, not just in general, but specifically against Version 1. He has owned them so far this season. 10 goals in the 2 matchups against V1, and that time just came up empty. V1 fans relieved to see that maybe he's human after all. Missed, dancing around Gimmick. A lot of players trying to do a lot with nothing in the tank, and he bangs one again off the crossbar.
And they stepped it up. Both teams going on different levels of the mind game, now bringing the ball down and finding the fakes, making defenders think that they just have to go as fast as they possibly can, but realistically, slowing that game down pays off and gives you space more often than you think. That's a great fake from Calm, and Torment tried to poke it over the last man. It would have been a great little peekaboo play, but here's Turbo Pulsar on the shot. Calm easily able to turn it away, and we remain tied up 0-0.
Another good bump by Atomic. That's opened up a big window for Envy, and Atomic smashes one through. He's finally got his first.
And we talked about Turbo being the shooter, and I think Version 1 know that, but this is a great touchdown from Turbo, threatening the shot, but even more dangerous was the pass, and over to Atomic. You certainly don't want it in front of your net with Atomic behind it, and a great shot from him will put Envy in the lead.
How does V1 respond? Nobody has scored a goal in this series after conceding one. Back-to-back shutouts. Now it's Turbo. Won't have the luxury of the midfield boost. Calm made sure to take that on his way back, but missed with a brilliant pass to Atomic, who does it again.
That's some great work from Mist and everyone getting involved. Turbo Pulse gets a little touch, but it was the pass over to Atomic. Again, that extra little touch to go past the last man opens up that space, unlocks the net, and Envy now double up their lead.
A lot of players just take the shot, even with the defender charging in. Selfless play by Mist to give Envy a 2-0 lead. And now Calm in a tough spot with Mist bearing down on him. And Turbo right there as well. Envy starting to smother Version 1. Very similar to game 1. They were only able to get 1 goal out of that game, so now the 2-goal cushion gotta feel like a huge boon, but not insurmountable for V1. Calm racing back, has to send this all the way across. Unfortunately for them, Torment is right there. Missed to the ceiling to try and read it, and he waited him out. That's a great job by Torment getting downfield, but still nothing actually at the net for V1.
And signs of game 1 here for Version 1, where they just struggle to hold possession. I mean, basically past half field, but especially in the final third. Really haven't seen any of those passing plays that we see a lot in qualifiers for Version 1. And I mean, obviously that's due to the caliber of team that they're playing, but I do think that they're giving the ball away a lot. Here comes a passing play. Now this one going to find the back wall, but no follow-up. Everyone there on the left side of the field as the ball went to the right. Another good pass. Here's Gimmick now. The offense coming alive. Calm has an opportunity. That one's blocked away. Gimmick still trying to keep it alive as Version 1 circling around the Version 1 net, or excuse me, Envy net, as Envy do clear it away.
Oh, that might be a giveaway, though, and kind of a forced error by the Envy attack. Torment with a big save. Atomic just tried to keep the play alive, but finally Gimmick should have it out. Calm was waiting for the corner boost. Might have finally spawned for him, but Atomic just holds possession, forces V1 to come in, that doubles off the mark, and then Turbo played that away from the oncoming Gimmick. Just a subtle touch, but it makes all the difference between 2-0 and 2-1. And then Mist on the other side scores.
Wow, and for Envy to turn that one around when you thought that Version 1 were going to score. Look at the play from Atomic just to play it across. He might have got a little bit of help from the defender as well and missed there to put it away. 3-0 is the scoreline, and Envy rolling here.
Things are just escalating between Version 1 and Team Envy. We break a 1-1 tie. Gimmick. Nothing doing there. Dropped it right to Turbo. Then the ball just magically finds its way to Atomic. Torment has to avoid Atomic coming across. More possession for Envy. Again, very similar to game 1. A brilliant pass to Mist. Everybody shoots. Everybody scores.
And this is why they're called the Machine. Great challenge there from Turbo to keep it awkward. Atomic to dish it off. Bang, the shot, 76 miles an hour to the right side. It's tough to get over there. And MV now 4-0, working version 1 here in this game.
The biggest difference between the first game and this one, V1 ain't making those saves. The passes are so crisp from Team Envy. Try a pinch effort there, and that didn't get anywhere near the mark. Timing was well off. Here comes Envy again. The only drama left here in game 3 is just how many more will the machine put up. Turbo looking for his first of the game, but that's easily set away by Gimmick. And then Mist only has Calm to beat, and well, that is tough to do even for Mist. Calm up to the task. Turbo now looking to add yet another, but Torment has that save. This has been clinical out of Team Envy. A result that, again, you would not expect one team to blow out the other. Sure, V1 pulled away late in game 2, but this has just been an assault.
It certainly has. Now 12 shots for a piece, evenly distributed across the Envy side, and the passing has been perfect from Envy. Everyone is on the same page when they're in the attacking third for them, and version 1 just couldn't keep up with it. A couple of poor challenges didn't go in their favor. Envy certainly looking to be the better team. There's a kickoff goal for Calm. A little too late here with 14 seconds left, but it's back to the drawing board here for version 1.
And it's all smiles over there for Envy. You wonder, it's like, okay, well, that one didn't work. Okay, hey, at least we still got the Brazil setup. We can get 2 kickoff goals, right?
No.
No? All right.
No. I don't think so. I think we're looking to the next game. And for version 1, it is.
Oh, here's
it's a bit
one.
similar. Okay, maybe they aren't going to get it. Maybe not.
No. They may still get one.
Oh,
Gimmick with another save.
Here comes the defense.
Well, they at least gave it the old college try, but it will end at 5-1, presumably, unless V1 gets one at the end here. But make no mistake about it, this was a one-sided beating from Team Envy as they assert dominance at a 2-1 lead.
Sorry, I'm just giggling at Envy fighting over the ball, and I could see them giggling in the cameras as well.
My turn off.
I love that, having the cameras up. And for Envy, look, and at the end, 14 shots. They got 2 more there at the end, and this was a very strong game, very similar to game 1. Obviously, worse than game 1 for version 1. And you hit the nail on the head, Stacks, when you said that the defense just not there. Sure, they made 5 saves, but with the amount of pressure that they felt was not living up to that ratio. And so for version 1, it's the same stuff that we talked about earlier. You got to control that boost on your own side, and I think especially you got to have a little bit more insight into where Envy are going to go with the ball, because Envy made a lot of plays where it was that extra little touch or the threat and the shot from Turbo, but I'm going to lay it off to Atomic. You got to know that Envy are going to switch it up and not be so direct, and you got to cover all your bases. And for version 1, that defense is really going to need a second look if they're going to go up against this offense in Envy with the way they're working.
So what do they have to follow this up? Because again, we saw version 1 hang around with Envy. In game 1, it was only 1-0. V1 comes back. They get a shutout of their own. They pull away at the end. But that third game, it was all Envy all the time. No timeout taken here after game 3. Have to imagine they are going to be thinking about it if they drop another one in similar fashion to Team Envy here on Utopia Coliseum, game number 4. Mentally, maybe a must-win here for version 1 to prevent facing triple match point at the hands of the number 3 seed. We'll see how they fare. It's not looking good early. Missed off the kickoff and just saved by Gimmick. Atomic's follow-up also saved by Gimmick. Calm helped as well. So V1 weather the very, very early storm, and let's see what they can do on offense.
See if they can put something together, and that's certainly what was missing in the last game, was possession downfield along with the defensive struggles. Atomic, so quick to that ball to just still make it awkward. But here comes version 1, an opportunity to set something up. And unfortunately, thrown to miss on the back wall. Good challenge here from Gimmick. Allows V1 to stay on offense. Looking for that opportunity. You can see Envy a little jumpy on it. There's opportunity here for version 1 if they can just make Envy, or put Envy into the right spot. But not able to do it here as Turbo Pulse are going to break out Envy downfield.
Well, Atomic did well to just pop that ball back into the zone before being knocked back behind the line. Here's Calm looking to get that ball over to Gimmick. Instead, Turbo will actually help it way downfield. That works as a real long back pass. I guess it works. And now Gimmick off of Mist. And this also goes off of Mist, dangerously close to the net. but set away by Atomic. A very bizarre minute or so here in game 4. But ultimately, no real threats. Here's Gimmick. That is a wide open net if Torment can get there, but Atomic beat him to the punch. And now you're seeing the demolition out of V1. Haven't seen many in this series, and maybe that physical play has to be the go-to for V1.
I think version 1 a little too much with the ball chasing, especially into that right side corner of Envy. All 3 of them were there, and with the demo as well, they were numbers up, but when everyone's in the same spot, it's tough to make anything happen. So maybe a little panicked on offense, knowing they have to play up to the pace of Envy. Here's an opportunity now for Torment, looking for the back wall. Gimmick has an opportunity here, but that shot weak and blocked by Atomic. And that'll put an end to the offense as everyone from version 1 retreat back. Space afforded to Atomic, but he gave up the ball.
Tom with the midfield boost take, but it's Atomic shot on the quick counter off the feed from Turbo Pulsa. Atomic has owned V1, and he's got 4 in this series.
That's a great pass from Turbo. He has dished it off to Atomic multiple times here in this series. He's done it again now for the 1-0 lead for Envy. And honestly, Stacks, I was just thinking when Envy scored that, that's what version 1 needs to do, because when it gets a little messy on the Envy side, it seems like version 1 struggled to break the defense. They got to catch him out on transition, but they just can't get numbers up downfield. Maybe here's the opportunity. Torment, that's a good shot, but you see the opportunity is much more likely for version 1 when they can catch Envy on the rotation.
Atomic up to the ceiling, and the delayed shot sent away by Torment. But there's just a certain confidence, even after the early miss, that Atomic has playing against version 1. Now with 14 goals against them alone on the season, and add an assist to the tally as Mist comes in from out of nowhere.
And that's a painful one watching it from Com's perspective. All he could do is watch it go over his head. He only had 13 boosts, tried to pick where the shot from Mist was going to go and just didn't go far enough to the post. But with no boost on Com's side, really hurting his opportunity to make a save on that. And now Envy doubling up 2-0 here.
You know, this Achieves guy is pretty smart. That's all he said. If they're hanging around in the net, trying to compensate for not having boost, trying to avoid demos, it's all over. And right now, it looks like it's all over, barring a huge shift out of version 1. Mist cuts this one off. He won't have Turbo as an option. That just means the Grim Reaper Atomic is coming in. He's got possession. Turbo's back in the play, waiting to see how this plays out. And it will be Mist thinking about coming up. He at least cut off the side wall, forcing version 1 to go towards the middle. And that's where the rest of Envy was waiting.
It's been some quiet games from the big playmaker and Com.
What a block.
Still Envy putting on pressure or just having presence on the version 1 side, and time certainly becoming a factor. Torment, that's a big challenge, but Turbo Pulse there to clean it up. Now Envy, quickly the pass over to Mist is blocked by Gimmick. Down 2 goals with a minute left. Version 1 need to go, and they're going to try and find Torment, but another quality challenge from Turbo Pulse, who has been a monster in the midfield. Whether it's the challenge or just the demolitions, Turbo has been a nuisance for version 1, and they always got to know where he's at.
Mist delaying even more. Possession remains on the side of Team Envy as they just slowly whittle away and almost painfully whittle away these final few seconds in game 4. Looking to go on match point. 3 shots at getting to the semifinals. That's where version 1's run ended. Last regional, Turbo's got this one. Are you kidding me?
I didn't even realize it was Turbo. I can't believe he got back to that. It looked like a version 1 player quickly at first glance, because I saw Gimmick going for it as well, and 2 Dominus is going after it. And Turbo Pulsa coming off the back wall, able to get the touch into the net. It's 3-0, and Envy were going to win this one regardless, it feels like. Well, what a shot from Turbo Pulsa.
Envy, or version 1, have not scored a meaningful goal in a very long time. They got 1 at the very tail end of game 3. And even that probably didn't make them feel any better about themselves. They lost that game 5-1. They're going to lose this game 3, maybe 4-0. Envy up 3-1 in the series, and they look like a well-oiled machine.
They certainly do, Stacks. Envy, look, they're living up to the name and doing a great job. Both, well, I don't know. I would say that they've looked pretty good on offense. I still think that defense is a little shaky from Envy, but I don't know how much they've been tested here. We're getting word that Version1 will be taking a timeout. I think a pretty predictable timeout here, Stacks. We kind of question if they should have done it earlier. Obviously, they're going to take it now on match point. Curious to know what Coach Fireburner is saying to the team at the moment here for Version1, because I think they've had a couple of repeat performances in this series alone against Envy. So I think it's pretty obvious what's gone wrong here for Version1 if you're looking at it from a coach's perspective.
Yeah, look, what has gone wrong is they have allowed Atomic to do exactly what Atomic does every time he faces Version1. He scored 5 goals the first time. He scored 5 goals the second time. They are 1 win away from ending V1's run here, and Atomic has 4 goals. So look, if the pattern continues, you know he's going to get his. They have to find a way to get around the rest of Team Envy, and they just have not had the offensive firepower to pull that off.
Oh boy, Stacks. Oh boy. Looking at the other side for Envy, I think it's been basically according to plan. I don't know. I think even if you're on Envy, I think for them, they knew that they might drop a game or two here against Version1, but certainly the history is on their side when it comes up to this matchup. Certainly, there is still that chance of Version1 taking this one to a Game 7. You know that they're known for their Game 5s, and of course, that could translate to Game 7s as well, taking it the distance, we'll say. But for now, Envy feeling very, very comfortable. The biggest criticism I have of Machine at the moment is the defense, and I think a lot of people can agree. Version1 had them on the back foot a couple times with the double commits, even a triple commit coming out at one point. I think unorthodox from Envy, especially on defense for them. I think they're much better than what they've shown, but they haven't been tested the way I think they that Version1 would want to at the moment. I think that's the biggest conversation, is how does Version1 test Envy's net a little bit more here, because in a couple of games now, Version1 just weren't able to get down the field and make anything happen.
I think these long series do benefit a team like Version1, who have just done nothing but play a lot of Rocket League throughout the early stage of this season. Again, they've played 22 out of a possible 23 series, as Atomic has to jump up over Mist to clear this away. The only reason they haven't played the maximum number of possible series, because they didn't play in the grand finals. That was NRG and FaZe in a very heated battle in the North American Open. Here goes Torment. Doesn't have any support with him at all. It's Calm and Gimmick way at the back. Turbo Pulsar right to Atomic, looking for another, and he's still got another touch to keep that play alive despite the miss.
And still, things plaguing this Version1 side. Double commit there to make the save, but as long as you make it, that's fine. Now you got to get control of it. Here comes Envy again. Mist trying to just slice through the defense, almost getting that block, but a welcome clear comes out from Torment, but right back into it we go as Envy lob it to the Version1 side.
Atomic back to the corner. Torment has to deal with it. And that's a good job by Torment, just barreling through, getting possession.
Demo.
Good demo on Atomic. That's the one you got to take out. Bouncers through by Gimmick, where Envy shots have all bounced high. Gimmick had just the right touch.
There they are, baby. Version1's offense coming alive. And look at the placement from my man Gimmick to the right side. That's what you want to see if you're a Version1 fan. Getting on the board first and getting it in powerful fashion. That is Version1 offense.
Rocking the 00 agent tag, showing 00 precision. Gimmick up again, looking for another, and Mist had to stop this one. Barely got to it to push it over the bar. V1 coming alive out of the timeout. This will angle down right there for Turbo, but there is not much support with him downfield. This is coming right back onto the Envy half of the field. Gimmick just overshot that ball a little bit, and Torment's gonna have to run back. Calm has played that back. It is dangerous, but okay so far for V1.
It was so good and then so bad. A couple of passes, errant passes going
it's the
out
V1 way
from Version1. But they do end up with the ear as Atomic. Here comes Envy. This one off the back wall. Mist looking for the far post shot. Atomic just making sure that no one's going to get the clear. So he knew he had Turbo Pulse on the far side. And Version1, though, looking rejuvenated here in this game as they're sitting up 1-0 and maybe 2 now. Gimmick in pursuit. It's just Turbo Pulse there to make the save. And what a touch from Atomic. That one will throw off Torment as he does get back to it to make at least the transition a little bit slower here for Envy as it's a fight forward in the midfield.
halfway mark of a game that Version 1 has to win. And boy, they put their life in the hands of the goalpost that time, and it did come to the rescue. And now it's Torment trying to control. That's been a theme. Trying to control against Envy. The whiff by Turbo still leaves the ball for Mist. Atomic shot goes wide, and Gimmick still has that. But again, look at the passing from Team Envy. It has been on point almost all afternoon. Now Torment can get this out of the zone for literally half a second before Calm brings it back in. And it's almost like you're waiting for Envy to take over again. It just hasn't quite happened yet. They've had a few decent looks, Corelli, but
yeah,
the V1 defense has been up to the task every time they've been challenged so far. That may be there by Gimmick, but Torment comes to the rescue again.
And the big difference is Version 1 have boost to work with. The challenges have been a lot better. It's been tough for Envy to really string together a couple passes. Calm with a big save, and that one's going to bounce right by. Oh, look at the flick from Mist. How is it still almost going in? That one eventually pinching away, and Torment to throw it downfield. Here comes Calm. Mist was the last man. Turbo gets bumped out of the way. Atomic just barely getting a touch. The shot's on target, but Turbo makes the save, and still Version 1 can't break through, but they're holding on to their lead.
They held a very slim lead through all of Game 2, their lone win in this series. Then they pulled away late. Right around this time, Calm looking to do the same, and still the defensive Envy holds. Gimmick, a little soft shot. Atomic pops it away, didn't clear it. Here comes Gimmick again, and Mist powers it out. Back towards Calm, who's got it. And the demolition on Mist. That's got to be a huge relief for V1 fans. They see Envy down to 2 men for just a moment, but it's enough to let V1 get all the way back, reset on defense, and now Gimmick will try to put the game away, stealing the boost out of the corner, but Atomic sure-handed at the back with 30 to go.
And Version 1 picking up the pace, and we may be in for a series here if they can keep it up, but they got to hold on for 24 more seconds, and Gimmick doing his best. Torment just to clear it away. Envy struggling to put on some shots here that have been dangerous at least. They have quite a few, but none that are so memorable as they were in the previous games. Torn with the shot. Gimmick will put this one away with 10 seconds left. It takes some kickoff goals for Envy to come back.
Wow. V1 always finds a way, don't they?
They really do.
Throwing Envy a little dose of their own medicine. The demolition in the net. Throw one through. The Envy way works for V1. And they stay alive. Survive and advance. Calm, one more for good measure. Same exact scoreline as Game 2. As Version 1 fights for survival. They survive Wasteland. But will they survive Neo Tokyo?
And there's my boy, Calm. I talked about it. I called him out. I'm not going to lie. I said, you know what? Calm's been a little quiet. He's come alive here in this game. 5 saves. And that's just the defensive stat for him. He's 1 for 3 on goals and shots. He has certainly picked it up here for Version 1. And like I said, I think the right word was rejuvenated here as they get one back against Envy. And Stacks, hold on a second. Envy are going to have their hands full if Envy keep playing, or Version 1 keep playing like this.
You know, we've talked about Atomic's success against Version 1. It has been a similar story for players like Calm, who's got 3 in this series, 9 on the very early season against Envy alone. And he's been the guy that Version 1 has relied on time and time again when they get into this situation. Absolutely must win, must score, go to Calm. He's been good for 3 and 3 today. Needs a lot more here as we go to Neo Tokyo.
And still, I don't even think that was final form for Version 1's offense. It looked good, don't get me wrong. Not even final form, though, and that's what's scary for Envy. If Version 1 can kick it up even just a little bit higher, Envy's in for some trouble here. They got to come out hot like Version 1 did in the last game, and it could be Turbo Pulsa almost getting the second touch. Let's see if Version 1 can do it again.
Miss has Atomic running interference in the net. Torment comes away. Now Gimmick has to bring that right back to the corner. Turbo's like, okay, well, we'll try again. He'll hit Atomic with a dime. And still, the save made by Torment. Miss doesn't have anybody to pass to, so Gimmick will have the swat away. And then he has to back up. A little miscommunication over who needed that boost more. Calm just comes right down to ground, realizes there wasn't a whole lot of pressure. And again, the patience out of Version 1. Again, both teams have been incredibly patient on defense in some very panicky situations.
Yep.
But it's been a little bit better for Envy as a whole. That's a great drop-off, though, to Torment in the corner.
Version1 having to play a bit of defense here. That's a quality save from Torment away from the offense. Atomic has still just been such a threat on the ball. Multiple touches every single time, and usually beating that first man. A quality challenge there from Atomic. Now he's chasing the defense, but Mist couldn't get a hold of it. Turbo's got to slow it down as Version1 threatening the transition, and Turbo again doing a great job. And that's the opportunity right there, Stacks, that we talked about for Version1 is how do you break through that last man and break into the backfield of Envy, because Turbo Pulse has just been so good at stopping you every step of the way.
Well, Calm goes up ahead of Turbo, who's going after Gimmick. That will come out from inside the Version1 net. Couldn't make an impact on that play. Here comes V1. Turbo will just launch it out. Calm will have it in his own corner. Had to avoid Turbo and stay with the ball, which he did so brilliantly. And it's just that cool, calm, collected demeanor for Calm, even under pressure. You see him even on his cams sometimes. When things are going real bad, he's always a calming presence, finds a way to figure it out as the series goes on. Just a steady rock as that one's cleared away by Gimmick. Now Calm called into action, makes the save on Atomic's effort. Turbo will try again to bring this forth, and Torment stops him out of the corner.
Oh, what a block.
Letting very few shots actually get to the net. They're around the net. They're over the net, but not on target. This one might be, but Calm got there ahead of Turbo.
And I'm not going to lie, Envy are throwing everything in the kitchen sink at him. Even saw a little baby Breezy come out from Mist in midair to try and beat that last defender just moments ago.
Oh,
but
my
here comes
goodness.
Calm. He slipped by Turbo Pulsa and a 1-0 lead for Version1.
Shots are 7-1 in favor of the team that didn't just score. Calm just dances right through the corner for his 4th goal of the series.
How did that get by Turbo Pulse? And what a tough bounce watching that one back as well. But still for Calm, the presence of mind to know that one was going to go by and keep following it up. Here they come again for Version1. They would love to have a 2-0 lead here. And what a story it would be to go to Game 7. It would be right for Version1 to go to Game 7, but they got 2 minutes to hang on.
Oh, Turbo Pulsar read that play like a book, and he'll be rewarded with the assist as Mist ties the game.
And again, the challenge game from Turbo Pulsar has been unmatched in this series. He has been so good up and down the field on the challenge game just to keep it awkward for Version1. He did it there again, missed to close it out, and we're tied up.
There's a coach on the Version1 side who looked at that challenge by Turbo and goes, yeah, that was pretty good. Here's Gimmick. Lob downfield. Still intercepted by Mist. The demolition won't really matter as Torment has the ball downfield. It was against Calm, but that'll allow him to reset. And he may be the next to touch this for Version1. Gimmick went into the net after Mist. It'll be Torment looking to break this 1-1 tie. And again, a game that Version1 has to win to force Game 7 to stay alive here in the Haunted Hallows Cup. Atomic dances right by the entire Version1 team, but does not get the ball down in front for a teammate. So Gimmick will try, and he's beat out by Atomic.
And I don't even know how Gimmick got away with that ball in the first place, but Torment able to get it down. Calm looking for players on the NV side to open up some space, and it's certainly paid off for Version1. Can they do it again? Missed a great pass to Turbo. The shot left side off the corner of the net. Mist still trying to force it through. A beautiful shot from Turbo Pulsa, but just not able to slip it in. Less than a minute to go. Envy threatening. Atomic saved on the goal line. Torment's gonna do it again. It goes in for Atomic in the end. And Envy up by 1 with 49 seconds left.
I told you, Atomic will find a way to get his, just getting the kind bounce off the side. Another 5 spot for Atomic. Is it enough to push Envy into the semis on Championship Sunday? Gimmick has to control this and wait for a little bit of help. Doesn't have much to work with. Turbo just slows him down even more. Calm's got to have this right through the middle. Gimmick at least nudges Atomic out of the way with 35 to go. Torment around 1, looking to go through Mist, and Mist just stuffs him.
Version1 need help. They need to get out. And this could be it. The opportunity. That's a great demo, though, on Gimmick. Boost here for Torment to work with. Calm going for the last man. Can he get the piece? The bump on Turbo Pulse. They can't do it. 15 seconds left, Stacks. And Envy, they got to defend one more time. Version1 rounding everyone up to see if they can go down the field once more, and it's just not going to happen. Atomic shuts them down. 4 seconds left. They're on their own back wall. They've got to go the length of the field. Turbo with the shot down. Version1 not done yet. Will still keep it up. Torment's there to receive it. Can he get back to it? He does. Comet on the left side. He's going to throw it over. Calm still trying to force this one up. Here comes Gimmick for Version1. Opportunity is there. Torment still keeps it up for Version1. As Turbo Pulse are going to dunk it down. Envy ending it in Game 6. No, Game 7 for Version1. A valiant effort in the end. But Envy, the machine, come out on top and into the top 4.